everyone, I am here with your weekly Tarotscope. Last week I tried to put the Tarotscope and the astrology together, and I don't think people care for that as much, so I will go back to doing them separately. So this is the Tarotscope video. As always, if you want your own reading, you can go to the Etsy shop below. This month I'm featuring past life readings. They're usually $40 Canadian, and this month they're $30 just for the month of October. And I'm also featuring a new reading that I'm doing, which is it's about releasing your inner rock star. So go check those out if you're interested in those. But otherwise, let's get started with our Tarotscope. So I am using the Tarot of the Vampires as my tarot deck for the month of October. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see I'll do weekly daily draws using this deck. I'm also going to be using the Halloween Oracle as well, my Oracle deck for the month of October. Alrighty, so let's get started as always with Aries. So Aries, we have the Nine of Skulls reversed. So Aries, you're really encouraged to look at the areas in your life where you may feel dissatisfied. So, you know, it could be just that you're not looking at all the wonderful things that you have, you're forgetting things, you're taking things for granted, or you might be so focused on a problem or something that's negative that's going on that you're not seeing all the wonderful things that you have. And that's not to say that you should ignore problems, but it is saying that you need to kind of take a look at, you know, what's good to kind of try to balance out the focus on what's not working so well. For Taurus, we have the Lord of Knives, otherwise known as the King of Swords. So this is a week, Taurus, where you may be faced with making some decisions, and you're going to have to be really clear-cut about those decisions. And people may not always like it. And I know that you like to take your time coming to decisions, but it says that you have to be really clear and decisive about it. We have a bunch of planets that are in your opposite sign of Scorpio, and I think that's causing for a lot of Tauruses some tension where there's outside events that are kind of pushing them to make some decisions. But it's saying to be clear about it so that nobody's under any confusion about where it is that you stand. But recognize that, you know, not everyone's going to like it, but that's okay. You have to kind of do what's best for you. For Gemini, we have the Daughter of Scepters, or Page of Wands reversed. So Gemini, you may feel like your energies are a bit scattered this week. You may feel a little bit all over the place. You might be really feeling like, oh, you know, that you keep changing your mind about things. And it's saying to kind of, you know, first of all, ease up on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And it's saying, you know, maybe now isn't really a good time to make decisions and to kind of just, you know, make sure that you're going with the flow. But it also says this is a week where you really need to take a look at your creativity and how you're expressing that and find some kind of outlet for it. Because if we don't, that's when we get kind of, you know, our energy gets kind of scattered. For Cancer, we have the Ace of Grails reversed. So you may be feeling somewhat energetically drained this week, Cancer. You may just feel like you don't really have the get up and go or the energy, and especially emotionally drained. You know, the past couple of weeks have probably been quite emotional for you, Cancer, and this is kind of like the breath out, like the exhale where you're just like, I just don't have the energy for this right now. So it's really saying that this is a week where you need to replenish yourself so you can turn this cup back right side up. So this is a time to be really gentle and to go within and to take care of yourself this week. For Leo, we have the Sun. Oh, that's a very Leo card. The Sun rules Leo. So Leo, this is going to be a really happy week for you. This is a week where, you know, there's definitely a sense of your energy coming back to you, a sense of rejuvenation. You may take some time off, but there's a sense of like just you're energetically just feeling so much better and so much more positive about things, especially after a couple of weeks that were, you know, maybe more challenging. So definitely a sense of renewal. Also, get outside, Leo. Even if, you know, where you live, it's like, you know, where I am, it's cold and kind of gray. You know, still get outside, enjoy yourself, have some fun. Don't take things so seriously. For Virgo, we have the Seven of Knives reversed. So Virgo, some things may come to light this week that kind of put perspective on things. So it may be that you find out that someone has been not telling the whole truth, or a falsehood gets revealed, and you may have already kind of suspected it. You know, it's also a warning that if you've been kind of not telling the truth, you know, it may come out this week. So just be on the up and up with people. Virgos are pretty on the up and up. So I do think this is more things going on around you, but you're going to find out some surprising things this week where you're like, oh, that's what's going on. So it kind of, you know, puts things into perspective. Sometimes when these things happen, they disappoint us, but we have to remember that it's better to know things, even if it's crappy, because we can deal with it, as opposed to not knowing things and, you know, being blindsided, or, you know, what we don't know can hurt us. For Libra, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So Libra, things are turning around for you as well this week. There's a sense that luck is returning. There's outside events going on that you're just like, whoa, that was really awesome. That was really cool. Little strokes of luck. So you're definitely, just like Leo's, feeling a lot more optimistic. With this one, it's saying that there's not really anything you have to do. It's just there's things going on around you that are helping you to feel a lot better. But it also says to remember that, you know, external events, we shouldn't rely on those to make us happy. We have to try to remain at the center of the wheel, where we're not as affected by outside events, because when things go wrong and they upset us, we can't give our power over to other things and other events. So it doesn't mean, you know, of course, you know, things upset us or make us happy. We're only human. But to remember to try to stay centered at all times. But definitely your luck is turning this week. For Scorpio, we have Justice. There are a lot of planets this week in Scorpio. We do have, the Sun isn't there yet, but we do have Mercury is there, Venus is there, we have Jupiter is also in Scorpio as well. So, you know, there's a lot of Scorpio kind of energy going on. And it's saying that this is a time where you really are having to make some decisions that you feel like are for the best for everyone. You're trying to make decisions that are fair. And this is really a time where a lot of, you know, those of you who are Scorpios or have strong Scorpio in your chart are finding you're having to make some big decisions, but it's saying to make those decisions with your head, to be clear about them, and to try to do them like kind of for the best, for the good of all. This is also a really good card to get if you are in any kind of legal or bureaucratic type dispute or battle, because it says things are going to go your way this week. For Sagittarius, we have Death. So another major arcana card coming up here. This is a week of letting go. This is a week of mourning. It's a week of kind of looking at all the changes that you've made, especially over the last year. Jupiter is going to be moving into Sagittarius later on. I believe it's in December, and it is the planet that rules your sign. And so you're coming to the end of like a 12-year cycle. And it's a time to look back and reflect on everything that's kind of happened over the last 12 years. And looking at where you kind of want things to go. And this is going to, you know, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so the 12-year cycle of Jupiter really strongly affects those with a lot of Sagittarius in their chart, or those with sun sign or rising sign Sagittarius. So really take a look at, you know, everything that's kind of happened. This is also just kind of a week of sort of a reassessment and letting go. And if there are things that you're kind of mourning or feeling down about, let yourself feel those things. It's okay, because you know, we can't have renewal without death, unfortunately. For Capricorn, we have the Lord of Scepters reversed, or King of Wands reversed. Capricorn, this is saying to make sure that you're not just doing things out of your own self-interest, to make sure that you are doing things for the good of the whole. It can be tempted sometimes. It's good to toot our own horns, and I don't think Capricorns do that enough. But it's saying not to be like so over the top about it this week, and it may be tempting to do that. It may be tempting to kind of, especially if somebody's been like wrong and they've been insisting that they're right, and they're like, no, I'm proving them wrong, kind of rub it in their face and it's saying, don't do that this week. It is a really good week though for you know, promoting yourself, promoting what you've been up to, promoting your creativity, and it's saying it's okay to do that. Definitely it's okay to toot your own horn, but just don't, you know, like rub it in people's faces. That's all. For Aquarius, we have the Five of Skulls reversed. So Five of Skulls, or Five of Pentacles, is a card that I think a lot of people dread when it comes out, but when it's reversed, it's actually a good thing. It means that you're coming out of a time where you are maybe have been worried about money or your job, or, you know, your business, something in the financial or in the material realm. And saying you're coming out of that. You're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There might be a little bit of money that's come your way. There might be, some reinsurances or a promotion in your job where you're just feeling a lot more secure and safe. And saying, yeah, that energy is starting to turn around and you're feeling a lot better about these things. For Pisces, we have the Ten of Scepters reversed. And again, Ten of Scepters or Ten of Wands is another card I think people aren't always happy to see when it comes up. But when it's reversed, it means that you are learning the lesson of the Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands is when you have so many things on your plate, you're carrying so many burdens, often other people's burdens. But when it's reversed, it means you're learning to delegate. You're learning that it's okay to ask for help. You're learning to kind of separate yourself from other people's problems. That doesn't mean we don't empathize or we don't help people. It means that we know that we have to help ourselves first before we help others. And I know for Pisces that can be a really big challenge because you're so empathetic and feeling that you have so much compassion for others, and that's a good thing. We don't want to get rid of that. But we also need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And it looks like this is a week where you're really starting to do that. So I think this is going to be an interesting week for a lot of people. For some signs, it's going to be like a very happy week. And for others, it's going to be a little more challenging. A lot of the signs like Taurus and Scorpio may have some big decisions to make this week. And the universe is really asking that you be clear about those decisions. And then for our oracle card of the week, we have joy. So no matter where you are in the cycle and the astrology, Tarotscope kind of thing, it's saying for you to celebrate the things that are joyful in your life. Even if you are, like Sagittarius got death, or you're going through a mourning process of some kind, or you're like Cancer, where you're just feeling out of energy, it's asking you to look at the areas of your life that bring you joy. I think this is a wonderful fall card. I love all the leaves and things. It's a beautiful, happy fall card for some of you in spring. But it's asking you to look at the beautiful things that are around you, even if they're just small things every day. Particularly if you are one of the signs that may be having a little bit more of a harder or more emotional week, it's good to find the things in our lives that bring us joy. So that's what I'm seeing for the week. If you have any comments or questions, of course, put below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, peace, love, rock and roll.